Have your family or friends ever told you they don't believe in the Bible? It's just a myth. Then give them this book, Our Search for Sodom and Gomorrah, an amazing investigation revealing the evidence for the skeptical mind. This book and DVD documentary gives hard data concerning the story of Genesis from the Bible. A group of skeptics traveled to the Dead Sea in Israel to see what remains of Sodom and Gomorrah. The group was speechless when confronted with the ghostly buildings that resembled fortresses, ziggurats, sphinxes, man-made streams, and wells, including tons of ash. As the group continued into the cities, they stumbled upon balls of sulfur brimstone, not in a crystalline form as you would expect, but as compressed powder. Join Simon the author as he consults scientists, geologists, archaeologists, and mineral experts. Now your family and friends can see for themselves the evidence of these incinerated biblical cities. Order now at realdiscoveries.com or call 440-142-473-3684. Is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah true? Over 3,900 years after the events, archaeological discoveries, newly found ancient historical records, and up-to-date scientific analysis are all marrying to present hard evidence that the biblical account of Sodom and Gomorrah is stunningly accurate. Our investigations start at the Dead Sea, which is the lowest point of altitude on Earth, 417 meters below sea level, 67 kilometers long, and 18 kilometers wide. Its salt level is 6 times higher than any ocean. Fish that stray into it die, and a human being will float in it without any other buoyancy aid. Since ancient Egyptian times until the present day, the area has been known for its rich minerals, which are famous for their medicinal properties. In the 1940s, the Dead Sea water level was rising, but today it is said to be evaporating at an incredible 25 centimeters a year. Although rain falls here for 7 months annually, the total is less than 50 millimeters, 2 inches a year. It was in this region that the Bible and other historical documents describe a devastating act of destruction, where several small cities were thoroughly destroyed, and their wicked activities. But not until a thorough investigation of the facts had been established. Then the Lord said, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." There were 5 wicked cities known as the cities of the plain, cited in both secular and biblical history. Sodom and Gomorrah are 2 of these cities. Josephus states there are still the remainders of that divine fire, and the traces or shadows of the 5 cities are still to be seen. Historian Jonathan Gray reports that strangers to Sodom were enticed into the city, kidnapped, and then chained up in the square and starved to death for the amusement of the populace. In his passion for truth, businessman Simon Brown sold his enterprise and has now devoted his life into establishing the facts about Sodom and Gomorrah.
I read some astounding research. I was amazed at what was being said about Sodom and Gomorrah. Whenever I brought the subject up, my friends gave me a wide berth, and professing Christians just went quiet. Many people thought it was a money-making scheme, but no one I knew was aware of these discoveries. I decided I had to find out for myself. So I went on my own at first.
In 1975, the excavation of a royal palace in Ebla, Syria, revealed a library of 17,000 clay tablets containing historical and political records, as well as botanical and cultural information from the Middle East. They also contain many marriage and family records. The detailed information they hold allows accurate dating to be established. They are still being deciphered, but already translations have revealed accounts of the kings of the cities of the plain. One of the tablets names Bersha as the king of Gomorrah and lists the cities of the plain in total harmony with the Bible, both chronologically and geographically. Josephus also identifies 5 cities of the plain during this period of history, supporting biblical records. Before we look at state-of-the-art modern scientific analysis, we need to acquaint ourselves with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. It began when Abraham and his nephew Lot parted company because their herds were too large to pasture in the same area. Abraham stayed in the land of Canaan, whilst Lot moved to the Jordan Valley, where he first pitched his tents on the outskirts of Sodom before moving into the city itself. One day, a celestial delegation met with Lot's uncle Abraham.
Welcome to my home. Rest yourselves a while. Let water be brought that you may wash your feet, and food that you may warm your hearts.
I thank you, Abraham, for your hospitality.
Lord, will you not stay a while longer?
I shall not hide from my friend Abraham, the father of nations, what I am about to do. The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great. The sins of which they are accused very grave. And I will go there to see if they indeed have done according to these outcries.
My Lord, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? My Lord, suppose 50 righteous are within the city. Will you not spare the whole city for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from the Lord to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked.
If I find at Sodom 50 righteous, I will spare the whole city for their sake.
My Lord.
Hello.
Where have you just come?
You're strangers here. Welcome to our city. I'm at your service. Why don't you come to my house and stay for the night and wash your feet?
Yes, do. Then you may rise up early and go on your way.
Thank you, but we will spend the night in the street.
No, I beg you, my friends, not in these streets. Come with us.
He won't admit it, but he cooks much better than I do.
We want your beautiful friend! Lord! Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out! We want them to join us! Lord! Don't keep them all to yourself! Lord?
These men are my guests. Under my roof, my protection, and my hospitality.
Oh, that's all right. We'll show them both the hospitality of Sodom.
I beg you, my friends, don't do this, please. I beg you, please don't do this, my friends. This is not the sort of thing that
Friend? You think we are your friends, huh? You buy a house, you think you can buy our friendship?
Take me. Don't take them, take me.
What did you say?
Take me, don't take them, take me.
Oh! Now that's an interesting offer. Take you.
Protecting a guest is a sacred duty. You can take me, you can take my daughters, but you can't take my guests.
Oh! Do not look back. Do not stop. Flee to the hill. Hurry. Remember, do not look back, or you will be consumed. Quickly. Quickly!
Where were these cities? The precise location of the cities of the plain has caused disagreement, often the case with archaeologists. Some believe they are on the eastern shores.
They're on the Jordanian side, yes.
One theory has been that the cities were submerged under the Dead Sea somewhere on the northern shores. However, Ralph E. Bainey admits in his book Search for Sodom and Gomorrah how he undertook several scuba diving expeditions in the areas where they were supposed to be and found nothing.
Yeah, well, if you accept the biblical account, there are two statements that challenge that location.
Before the angels started the destruction of the cities, Lot persuaded them to allow him, his wife, and his daughters to escape the city of Bela, or Zor as it was renamed. Zor, or El Safi as the Arabs now call it, is a short distance from the south coast of the Dead Sea. Lot couldn't have seen Zor from the northern coast, and the Bible says it only took them a day to escape there, an impossible journey on foot in a day. Also, after the destruction of the cities, Abraham rose early and went to the place where he had previously stood before the Lord. He saw the smoke rising from the destruction. Even if Abraham hadn't gone any distance in conducting the angels from Mamre, from there, it's easy to see the plains in which Zor, Sodom and Gomorrah were located, and to see smoke rising would be easier still.
There is another point to consider about the cities, and that's the architecture.
There are several references to Canaanite cities having high walls, or very high walls, or walls up to the sky.
I accept that Zor and Sodom weren't geographically in Canaan, but Zor was only a short distance from the border. Perhaps 8 kilometres, and Sodom would be even closer. The architecture isn't going to change that much in such a short distance, especially when you consider that the land character is the same. And because of the frequent wars, high fortified cities were essential. The Dead Sea may be evaporating now, but it's hard to think it's ever sunk 20 metres, which is the height of some of these walls. If these cities had been submerged, there'd be clay, lots of clay. But there's no clay, it's all ash.
During the third millennium, the conditions in that region were wetter and cooler than they are today. So the Dead Sea would have actually been higher, much higher than it is today. So that, as I say, these cities, or these archaeological sites, which are now many, many meters above the level of the Dead Sea, were at that time on its shore. So the sea has actually sunk over time. So there's no reason to suppose anything would be underneath the Dead Sea.